Seth Ferranti here, your guide through the dark corners of the criminal underworld. As an outlaw filmmaker, author, and journalist, I've delved deep into the minds of gangsters, drug lords, and prison gangs. But my journey doesn't stop there. Let me take you on a thrilling ride as we explore the hidden stories and untold truths that lurk behind the prison walls.
Something years later, an arrest was made. But are we really closer to knowing who murdered the gangster rap icon? This dude, Keefy D's been on podcasts for 10 years singing this song. Now he's finally arrested? I mean, what's really going on? It seems kind of crazy.
Lane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you?
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
in the back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen a bullet going Suge's head. I thought he was dead.
After attending the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon heavyweight championship fight on September 7, 1996 in Las Vegas, Nevada, with death row head honcho Suge Knight, Tupac Shakur became a victim of a drive-by hit. He was apparently the victim of a retaliatory hit. Earlier, a security camera in the lobby of the MGM Grand Casino had captured the beatdown of Southside Crip Orlando Baby Lane Anderson by Tupac and his entourage. Tupac lingered for 6 days before finally succumbing to his wounds on September 13, 1996, at the age of 25.
The murder of Tupac remains one of the biggest tragedies and mysteries in the hip-hop files. Does this stretch to Diddy, like the internet says? To get the real deal on Tupac's murder, you have to understand the history behind it and what led up to that final climactic moment when he was gunned down and murdered in public, just like a mafia hit.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, the head of his label, Death Row Records. The shots were fired from a Cadillac that drove up alongside Knight's BMW, but police still have no leads on a suspect or motive.
We know that when Knight stopped at the intersection of Flamingo and Koval, a white Cadillac pulled up on the passenger side of Knight's car and fired shots out of the back seat window, hitting Tupac 4 times and grazing Knight in the head with a bullet. Retired Las Vegas Police Department Sergeant Chris Carroll admitted that he was the first officer on the scene.
When I pulled it open, the guy sitting in the passenger seat, who turns out later to be Tupac, he kind of slumped out, came out with the door. So he's in the car, he's leaning against the door, and as I open the door, he kind of spills out. So he spilled out, and I just kind of grabbed him with one hand, and then I was pointing the gun at Suge with the other, because Suge is still trying to run up to me, and the guy's clearly a threat.
The officer asked Tupac, "Who shot you?" And Tupac responded, "F you." He died 6 days later as a result from his wounds after never regaining consciousness, making his F you response to Officer Carroll his last words. A fitting epitaph for the gangster rapper that seemed to court chaos and controversy in equal terms. Tupac Shakur's death meant the ending of something extremely necessary and beautiful. Tupac was a paragon of hope and a person capable of articulating a truth that most people deny, run away from, or are too ignorant to comprehend.
The adrenaline had to be crazy high that night. Tupac and them, they just stomped Baby Lane, aka Orlando Anderson. Then Baby Lane and his people, they were fucked up. They were mad. They tracked Pac down and shot him. Let's really hope that Tupac and the world finally get some justice and closure after this decades-long case is finally closed.
I was more shocked than anything, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't more shocked of him dying. I was more shocked to him. Pac is a strong dude, yo. I know Duke, you know what I'm saying? He's real strong. So when it was like he got shot, I was just more like, again? You know what I'm saying? He always getting shot or shot at. He gonna pull through this one again, make a few records about it, and it's gonna be over, you know what I'm saying? But when he died, I was just like, whoa. I mean, even though we was going through our drama, I would never wish death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no coming back from that.
As the beef heated up, insults and barbs were traded not only in person, but in songs and in print. The Bad Boy Death Row beef was highly publicized and aired out in videos, raps, and in print. Not only were the two record companies trying to sell records and prove who was more gangsta, they were seemingly locked in a life and death battle. A struggle that was ultimately bigger than the entertainment industry that resulted in the death of two of hip-hop's biggest stars only 6 months apart. With guns, bodyguards, and entourages of hangers-on trying to prove their loyalty to their crew, the beef was explosive and deadly, with numerous bodies dropping. From Atlanta to New York to Las Vegas to California, death was always around the corner. In the gritty world of gangsta and cocaine rap, everything was fair play and there were no rules except survival of the fittest.
And we're gonna prove once and for all that all these people talking about an East Coast, West Coast war, they like the Judas was to Jesus. They only here to cause confusion. We here to bring money and to bring change. They here to cause confusion. All these weak rappers, Nas, all these suckers, they battling off of East and West like this is a game. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago, because we've been beat these. It's not a game.